The San Francisco 49ers have one game left to take 6. And it's going to start right here. I tell you what, we're going to talk about who the X Factor in this game is going to be. And I'm going to have you guys call in and get your takes off. So let's have some fun right here on the WayneBreezie Show. Y'all stick around, baby. Let's go.
So bright that we shine at. All we know is the Niners. Ready to go at its finest. So faithful to the bay. I be sipping gold bar whiskey on the rocks, and a 24 karat gold on a watch. My 7-1 Chevy be tipping nonstop, sounding like Trent Williams on the block. So you know we can't stop, we be banging through your speakers. WayneBreezie on the field or in the bleachers. You can tune into my show and I'm a teacher. WayneBreezie, the 4-9 preacher. We so bright that we shine at.
What's going on, faithful? Y'all better stand up and make some noise, y'all, because it is hump day. And that means it's Wednesday, and it is Takeoff Wednesday, which means you guys are going to get a chance to call in on today's episode and get your takes off. I'm super excited. Didn't get a chance to do it last week during the bye week. I was actually out in Mobile, Alabama, covering the Senior Bowl. Got a lot of fun content coming up even after the season, postseason. We're going to be talking about free agency, the combine, draft, all that good stuff. So make sure, number one, you are liking this episode right now if you're watching it live. And if you're new to the stream, your first time watching, go ahead and check out and subscribe to the channel as well. And if you really love what you see, man, you want to support the channel in a different way, a monetary way, all you got to do is click that join button and become a member. Shout out to everybody that helped me get this channel back over to 5K. Here's something crazy, right? Let me give you guys a round of applause. Here's something crazy, right? The last time my channel was at 5K or over 5K was during the week that my channel got hacked. And who remembers the team that we played the week that my channel got hacked? Shout out to the Breezy Bunch crew out there, man. You guys get some love as well. Who can remember the team that we played when my channel was hacked? Let's see if it pops up in the chat or whatever. Shout out to everybody that's in the live chat. Those that are going to be listening to the stream, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys. You won't be able to see what we're doing. Boats is the first one that put it up. It was the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. So not only do we get a rematch against the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl and playing them again, we have a little rematch right here on the WayneBreezie channel. And thanks to you, we're back to over 5K. So I truly appreciate you guys or whatnot. Let's shout out to our member, Mike in 12-month member, man, says BB with the hashtag let's take 6, please. Baby, we begging, please. Like, let's do that, man. Let's do that. Shout out to our sponsors over at Residency. Hold on. So I'm going to go ahead and do this for my man Alejandro. Should be wearing the residency cap. Anyway, what happens is, you know, I do a bunch of different shows. I try to switch it up a little different. So Alejandro, all you got to do is go to www.residency.com, right? And you can use the promo code SFBreezy. Now, I do believe that the link is in the description. And so all you got to do is click on that link, and it'll take you straight to Residency. They got new hats up there. They got hats on sale. And if you use the promo code SFBreezy, you can save right on your purchase. And since we're getting the promos out, let's go ahead and do that right now. Again, I want you guys to check out a new sponsor over at WinStreaks, all right? You go to www.winstreaks.com, or you could download the app right there on your phone. Use that referral code WayneBreezie as well, all right? Now, listen, cool thing about WinStreaks is it doesn't cost you any money, all right? It's the first free app I've ever seen that didn't cost you money, so you can earn money by just playing the game. And all you got to do, download the app, make your picks, all right? And once you make your picks, they turn into points. Those points will determine how much money you earn. Now they're giving out over $2,000 every week. So if you score the most points, you'll make the most money. You can earn the most money. So go ahead and check it out, man. Winstreaks.com. You could download the app. If you look at my description on Twitter or whatnot, not the description, but some of my posts, you'll see me posting that as well. So check out Winstreaks. It's the best freaking picks app. It's super simple. You ain't got to think hard. They kind of put the stuff right there. So all you got to do is get lucky and get your pick on. Listen, when I look at the San Francisco 49ers and I say to myself, man, it's been a long time coming, or a long train running, or however you want to look at it, shout out to the guys out there. It was really good to see them, just come out opening night, have some fun, answer some questions. I tell you what, speaking of answering questions, you do not want to miss No Harm, No Foul today at 4 p.m. I can tell you that right now. You do not want to miss it. You can watch it on 2 streams, Nothing But Niners channel, or right here on the WayneBreezie channel. So make sure you watch it on both. Show both channels some love. You do not want to miss that stream. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be crazy. But look, when I look at the San Francisco 49ers, I'm saying to myself, man, this team looks comfortable. They look calm. They look collected. Most importantly, they look cool, right? They look really cool out there. They look like nothing is going to come in the way. Nothing's going to get in the way. Because I can tell you right now that the league, and I won't even say the league. I'm not going to blame it on the league. Shout out to Boats for this too. What's the over or under Breezy starts on time? Whatever you bet, please give me some of that bet. I was on time. That lets you know when I do these shows alone, they're going to start on time. When I do these shows with another person named something, I'm not going to say his name, Mike, but when I do those shows, it's a little different. Okay? So I just wanted to put that out there. Fernando, what's going on out there? You know what I mean? And so like when I look at the San Francisco 49ers, I'm getting a sense of calmness because my nerves, ladies and gentlemen, are starting to kind of like get to me a little bit. I'm not going to front. I don't want people to think that I'm unfazed or I get unnervous or anything like that. No, I do. I get nervous. I do. But look, the Niner players, and I'm sure the players get nervous too. I'm sure they get nervous out there. Like, I could promise you, I'm sure that they get a little bit nervous. But man, the way they were taking those questions and answering them and whatever was thrown at them, they were clapping back. Like they were doing what they needed to do. Few clapbacks. Today I want to focus a little bit real quickly on who I think that X factor is going to be in this particular game without like really getting into the game plan and things like that. Kali asked me a really good question. He says, Wayne, what was the best food you ate in Alabama? So this particular trip in Alabama, I didn't eat any native food. Like I didn't eat any of the food. I really was down there on business. I kind of got my own food and kind of cooked myself because I'm trying to stick on this meal plan thing that I'm doing. But the best food that I've had in Alabama was the alligator nuggets, man. They were slamming, bro. Like they were well seasoned, and they taste like chicken nuggets. That's kind of like what it comes down to. Like that's what they taste like, a little different texture than chicken, but they taste good. I mean, I feel like if you get some meat and you season it like you would do chicken, it's going to be good. Okay. And so that's what's up. Yeah, that's kind of like what it tastes like to me. But yeah. But when I look at the San Francisco 49ers team again, man, like I said, I'm seeing a good sense of calmness, and that's great, right? Because they're gonna go into this Super Bowl and they're going to have the time of their life in playing in this game. Now, look, we've heard from a lot of the players thus far. You know what I'm saying? We've heard from a lot of the players thus far. And we've heard from, owners, and we've heard from the coaching, and we've just heard a lot, right? And I'm kind of tired of hearing at this point. Like they do plan to have some type of practice today, I believe. And I know everybody is concerned about the field, and you should be. But for me, I'm not as concerned about the field. I just feel like shout out to my brother Troy out there. Again, Troy, we love you, man. And I just want you to know that you and your family are in my prayers, our prayers, and our condolences again to you and your family. Corey, what's going on out there, bro? And so when I look at this, when I think about, like what's in store for the Niners, like, and what we've heard from the players, to me it seemed like they just really about that business. They don't want to hear any crazy questions, or they ain't there for that. They don't even look like they there to have a good time, which is good, for me. And honestly, I feel like I'm getting the good time from the head coaches, from the defensive court. I'm getting good times from them and the owners. And the owner. I feel like that's the good time that we're getting. And like Mike said yesterday on No Harm No Foul, that's cool because they're not playing. But I feel like the players are out there standing on business. My man, my uncle right there, Scott Hill, always been a YouTube member. Thank you for re-upping the YouTube, because you've been a member forever, for life. Like you started this off, so it's not like you just became. Even though YouTube is saying you just became a member, that's bullcrap. You've been a member for life. So I appreciate you for continuing that membership, Uncle Scott. Thank you so much. And then we got our first super chat contribution of this episode. All right, from the one and only Jax, the great. Can't tell her nothing. She said what she said. Knox. Super chat contribution says, hello all. I just wanted to grace y'all with my presence. I hope everyone is having a good day. Why are people worried about food? This is the Kali. I don't know what y'all got going on, but y'all need to figure it out. I think y'all two need to have a conversation and find a way to make amends, because the only thing that matters is the 49ers getting and taking 6. Like, right? I should have just read what you said. Why are people worried about food? We win in the Super Bowl. I'm calling in. I got something to say. See, did I read it in the way that you said it, or am I getting better? I just want to know if I'm getting better. Please let me know if I'm getting better. All right, so you guys are worried about, the field conditions. Kyle Shanahan did come out and state that, it is what it is, and he's cool about it, and they're going to find a way to practice. Okay. Now, the Mike Silver report came out for the San Francisco Chronicle, and he stated that there's a possibility that the 49ers most likely will share the same practice field as the Kansas City Chiefs, and they got to figure out a way to work around the scheduling and all that good stuff. Cool. It's going to be a bit of inconvenience, okay? Okay? And that's fine. And so, like, ladies and gents, this is when I tell you guys that adversity, it doesn't matter. It's just adversity. It's going to have, there's no shape, there's no form, there's not a size. It's just adversity. It's an obstacle. And the question is, how do you respond and overcome that obstacle? And the first obstacle, it could have been worse. Right? It could have been worse. It could have been that the 49ers were trying to get on their airplane to fly, and the airplane had issues and they couldn't get to and miss media night. It could have been something so much worse. And all it is a practice field that the NFL bombed. Okay, they messed up. Let's just call it like it is. The NFL messed up. So if I'm mad at anything, I'm mad at the NFL messing up and not figuring out a way to fix it. That's where my anger and frustration goes. But I love the way Kyle Shanahan is handling it. And I love the way that the 49ers organization is tending to move forward with it. And if the Chiefs are allowing them to practice, I love that the Kansas City Chiefs are being A1 class organization, just like the 49ers did some years ago when they allowed certain, teams to practice on the field when they were the home team, right? And so I like what's going on. But if none of that comes to fruition, the Niners are just simply going to have to figure out how to adjust. And this is good. This is good for the Niners, because what have they had to do all season long? They had to find ways to adjust. And so what's wrong with one more adjustment? At least the Niners aren't silly. Remember when I first talked about this? The Niners, and I said, Kyle Shanahan, whatever you do not put the players on the football field. Like, don't even go near the field, right? They didn't even practice that day. They had a walkthrough, right? And they didn't even, like, that was it. And they realized this ain't it. And so, look, don't even play on the football field. NFL dropped the bomb. The commissioner isn't doing anything to fix it, mainly because, I mean, technically he doesn't have to. He should step in. According to the report from Mike Silver, okay, Roger Goodell could do this. He's just choosing not to. Now, he did place the responsibility on Jed York. So if you read the whole article, now it comes down to the owner. And so the owner's going to have to find a way to make this work. And I believe that's what's going down. It just sucks because it's just another level of frustration. But look, don't call me or any of the faithful whiners when stuff just looks like it's against them. They have the right to whine and complain. At the end of the day, the Niners have to figure out a way to adjust. And I guarantee you they're going to do just that. That's what's going to happen. The Niners are going to adjust. All right, let's check out, since we're talking about the owner, Jed York, I want to talk about something that, y'all, I think offensively, you guys know who my favorite player is, right? And I think that you guys know why that particular player is my favorite player. I mean, A, we share the same birthday, right? And then B, I just feel like he's always playing against all odds, right? He's not the best wide receiver. He's not the best route runner. He's not the best running back. He's not the best wide back, even though he's coined the term wide back. They named him the wide back. Now he's not the best, right? And so when I look at this player, he wears number 19. I just love the fact that he comes out there with this bully mentality, right? And he's looking to be the most dynamic player on the football field. And here's my thing. What have I been saying? You cannot tell me that WayneBreezie has not been consistent about this take on Deebo Samuel, okay? It's not. Give him the damn ball. Now, why? It's just dynamic. He's just got to get in the ball. Just get in the ball. I don't care if he go for -1 yards, but there's a possibility he can go for 111 yards, and there's not even 111 yards on the football field, right? I'm just saying that's how dynamic he is. Now, here's something cool and interesting from our owner. That came out. And I'm glad we got this. This is from the Up and Adams show with Kay Adams, and she interviewed Jed York, and he had this to say.
Deebo is. Like, he's just ready to take over a game at any point, and I'm very, very glad that he is on our football squad.
Wow, and after the game, you could see there was this, like, uncorking of emotion out of him that I've really never seen.
Yeah.
And there's a lot pent up from Miami.
Yes.
At Super Bowl 54. And you've been...
The fact that Deebo Samuel is this dude, give him the ball. The report also talked about how he was like shaking on the sideline and he just wanted the ball. Now, when you go back to 2019 and Deebo Samuel's rookie year, there's so many factors that went into that Super Bowl that should have been different. But there's nothing more important to me. I just rewatched the game. And I know we could have ran the ball with Raheem Mostert, who I didn't think he wasn't having a great game. I think the Chiefs came in there to take away the run. The outside zone, they were built to find a way to take away that run for some reason. And Mostert, to me, didn't really take off. But there was one particular player in that game that I just thought that that Kansas City didn't have an answer for. And in the first half, he was having a half. This rookie, second round pick, Deebo Samuel was having a half. And I don't know what happened. So then you saw it again in that NFC Championship game against the Los Angeles Rams. We're talking about a guy that shows up in the big games. I think that's what's most important, right? Because we talk about players and how they mediocrely play throughout the season, and they don't have effort, and they don't play like this. But in the big game, that's when it matters. Big games is when it matters. When the lights are on, it's when it matters. And so for me, like, can you guys finally kind of understand why somehow you got to find a way to give Deebo Samuel the ball? Like you got to get him this particular, you got to get him to rock, right? Am I crazy? You got to get him to rock, right? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Colin. 9-month member, baby. Congrats on the 5K subscribers, man. Appreciate that. Listen, I'm not saying, look, because here's the thing. Let me ask you guys this question. You could put it inside the chat. If you're listening, feel free to leave me a comment or something like on the listening platform or whatever. Or send me a DM. Here's the question, right? Do you think it's easier to game plan for Christian McCaffrey or Deebo Samuel? And when I say game plan, I mean kind of like take them out of the game plan. I'm curious to know, Deebo or Christian McCaffrey, because they're both dynamic players. But we're talking about a player that could potentially be an X factor. We're talking about a player that can potentially take over a game. And I'm just curious to know what you guys feel. Do you think defenses are coming out and it's easier to stop a Deebo or to stop a CMC? And I like when we get 50-50 votes. I like when we get 50-50. So some people say it's easier to stop Deebo. Interesting. Deebo for sure. Deebo has been the best I got one of your comments and saved in the queue too, Edward. Appreciate you, fam. I do. Nick Nice says CMC. Corey says Deebo. And that's interesting. That's interesting. Interesting. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Listen, there's no right or wrong answer. Dan the Corman says it seems like they're easier to stop Deebo. Terrence says there ain't no stopping Deebo. Listen, look, I will say this. They're both dynamic players, but if I'm a defensive game planner or caller, I'm looking to take out Christian McCaffrey. And it's not because it's easier to put 8 people in the box. When you see Deebo Samuel, you know that Kyle Shanahan's not going to be looking to get him, deep down the field. They're going to look to kind of get him in on those immediate routes, those crossing routes, screen routes. And so Deebo's looking for a matchup. Now, if the Niners offensive line on a screenplay gets out there and Deebo makes the right read on the screen, so meaning does he cut inside because he sees all his blockers to the outside or cut outside because he sees all his blockers like that? That's the dynamic stuff that I'm talking about. I think it's harder to stop Deebo. I think it's easier to game plan for Christian McCaffrey than it would be Deebo because you can put more people in there to defend Christian McCaffrey. Like Christian got to go against at the max 8 and Deebo at the max 2. Does that make sense to everybody? I just want to just curious to know. Scott from over on Facebook, appreciate you, fam. He says CMC slightly easier. And when I tell you, great minds think alike. The great minds think alike. CMC slightly easier because Deebo moves around and plays a lot of different positions. And so how can you game plan for a guy that can line up in the backfield, line up on the outside, line up on the inside, line up like it's tough. Now, can Christian McCaffrey do this? Yes. But he's labeled as a running back, which means he doesn't have the same persona as a wide receiver doing what the running back can do, even though, it's kind of like Travis Kelce, right? He is the guy that you're going to try to stop. He's going to be the toughest matchup that you have to defend. Why? Because he's a wide receiver and a big ass body, huge, tight end body. Doesn't necessarily play even tight end. He's just on the end. He's just an extra wide receiver they can utilize on the football field that's bigger, that has great footwork. So that's tough, right? When you look at CMC, he's a matchup nightmare, but you got to get him in the matchup. I feel like Deebo Samuel can take on DBs, beat him. Take on linebackers, crucify him. Take on anybody else and then install his will. So when you look at Deebo, this dude is the X factor. But here's what I love about Deebo Samuel, okay? Here's what I love. And this is not a Deebo. I'm a big enough Deebo. I just think he's the X factor in this game. When I talked about who I think is going to be the X factor, and you saw Eric said, Deebo has consistently been that dude in big games, in playoff games. Got to give him the ball. And when they were down by 17, that's exactly what Deebo was asking Jed York to tell Kyle Shanahan to do. Give me the damn ball. I just need the ball. And what did Kyle Shanahan do? Runs right at the half, right? Now, this is what Deebo had to say, because I am not in any way throwing any strays, because that's what we've been doing all year. It's all about the strays at any of the 49er football players, because Deebo made it clear that everybody on that team is somebody. Check this out.
Guys ready and prepared for Sunday.
You said you, Kittle, and Brandon?
You, McCaffrey, and Kittle on the field at the same time. Yeah, very difficult.
The rest of the guys, right?
Yeah, very difficult.
There we go. Good question.
So Deebo was asked, like, how are you guys going to prepare for you, McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk? And Deebo said, oh, yo, you mean Trent and this player and Brock and every other player on there? Like, yo, for him to correct the comment or the question that was asked to him and not put himself first, you can tell right off the jump that Deebo's mindset is about business. And the key to beating the 49ers, I don't think there's a key. Like, you got to figure out how to deal with every one of those weapons that Deebo mentioned. He said, oh, yeah. And last time I checked, Trent got to be the silent weapon, right? This would be the one game I feel like Trent Williams could get that damn catch in the end zone. Just make sure he reports eligible or whatever, right? It's got to be that one game where Trent gets a run out of the backfield on the goal line. Something is going to happen in this game. I am so pumped that I think we get a Trent Williams offensive play. He said Trent. Deebo said, you mean Trent and this player and this player and this player. I know it was kind of hard to hear. Great take. Great. The person that put that out, thank you for sharing that with us. I want to make sure it was Robert Little on Twitter. Robert Little, LITTALBSO, was at the Super Bowl, and he asked that question. And I thought that was a dope way to, but I thought the way Deebo responded was dope. And that let me know, that got me pumped. That got me amped. So my energy, my ampedness is on a whole nother level right now. Let's get to some of these super chat contributions. We'll open up the phone lines. James Welsh in the building. He says, I think it's more difficult to prepare for Deebo, but that doesn't mean he's necessarily easier to stop. CMC is hard to stop even if you know the game plan. Yeah. So what, and you're right. And so what I was alluding to is, to stop CMC, the defense will have to commit to 7, maybe 8 in the box. And if Kyle draws up the right play and the play is executed properly, you're right, even that's hard to stop CMC. But usually when you see 7 or 8 in the box, you kind of can't. You kind of find a way to not go to the run play. But for me, I'm handing the ball off. I'm tossing it to the outside. I'm outside zoning it. When I see 8 in the box, man, good luck. Because they're going to be looking to crash the middle. So force them to CMC to hopefully get like a one-on-one where he could kind of miss somebody out there on the edge. You get the blockers. And it all depends on the personnel that the Niners put out there. Because I see if there's 2 tight ends lined up onto the left side, if I got Charlie Warner and George Kittle and Trent Williams on the same side, I'm running it. I don't give they got 10 people in the box. They could put all 11 people in the box. I'm running it. So you're right. He's still tough to stop because his mindset, his gear is crazy. But I think it's harder to plan to stop a Deebo Samuel. For Deebo, it's a little bit tough because he still has to get the ball. So if Brock Purdy is not getting the ball to Deebo, we won't get a chance to see how dynamic he is. But that's my point. You got to find a way to get him the ball because he has the ability to be the X factor. Scott Hill says, hey, Breezie, how confident are you in this game? Oh, man, I'm confident. I'm on level 10 confidence, bro. That doesn't mean I'm not nervous, but my confidence level is on 10. 10 being the most high. Can't go higher than 10. I'm on 10. Why am I on 10? Because I, for the first time, and I've been consistently saying this, feel like we have a coach that trusts the quarterback. And you got a coach that trusts the quarterback, it just makes it a little bit easier for me to be confident. You know what I mean? Like going into these games with a different quarterback, and the only other quarterback that we went to these games with under Kyle Shanahan was Jimmy Garoppolo. And I know people don't like when I mention his name, but I have to mention his name because that was the guy that we got to the Super Bowl with. I wasn't confident. I wasn't confident. Even when we were winning in that game, I was nervous as hell because I wasn't sure we would be able to sustain it. And we didn't. We lost it because when Jimmy had to make a play and the coach tried to trust in the quarterback to make the play, the quarterback couldn't make the play. He couldn't make the accurate throw deep down the field to Emmanuel Sanders. I know we could say Emmanuel Sanders gave up on the play. Whatever. You can say whatever you want. I know it was inaccurate. It was an incomplete pass, right? That's number one. Number two, when he was asked to make the quick throws because they were putting 8 people in the box, what happened? Balls got tipped down. Who was wide open on them plays too? I think his name is George Kittle. Wide open. And Jimmy didn't have the ability to extend plays. Do you understand why I'm a little bit more confident? Let's go back. Number one, if Kyle has to trust in his quarterback to win this game, well, he did it 2 times already in the playoffs, beating Green Bay and beating the Detroit Lions. So the trust is it's there. Right? Now, when I look at what Kyle Shanahan has done, he's instilled his trust in his quarterback, and I feel like Brock has the ability to extend the play. And that, to me, is the difference, Uncle Scott. So that's kind of like where I go with that. We got some gifted memberships from my brother Nigel, man. Nigel just gifted a membership. So I got to scroll up, and the gifted membership was to my main man, Edward Austin. Welcome to the Breezy Bunch crew. Woo! I feel like I've been live since 11 a.m., guys. I don't drink coffee and I'm wired. This is crazy, right? I don't drink coffee and I'm wired. Now, guys, I know you're going to have your concerns. This is about you guys getting your takes off. But before we get to the takeoff, I want to talk about the realest quote that wasn't written by Jay-Z. The realest quote, because, you know, Jay-Z, the realest quote that was not written by Jay-Z, and this was given by Steve Young, former Hall of Fame 49ers MVP quarterback. This is the guy that gave or took time. Larry Krueger talked about like what type of advice if the Niners came to you, what would you give for Brock Purdy? And whether they came to him or not, he put this out there in the atmosphere. Shout out to my friend, good friend, Larry Krueger, doing really good things for the 49er community, man. Appreciate what you do out there, man. Keep up the great work, and I hope we bring back the collaboration in the offseason, all right? Because we got a lot of Niner stuff to get to. But let's check out what Steve Young had to say with Larry Krueger and his interview.
We'd like you to talk to our team at some point. And what would you say to these guys? What would be your message?
I want to talk to them way away from like before they left town. Just tell them, you know, Super Bowls are not won. They're taken from bloody hands. Like you don't go out there and just win the game. Like it's going to be something that you.
So that right there, Super Bowls aren't on. They're taken from bloody hands. Now, I just felt like I was in a scene from freaking Game of Thrones. You got to go out there and take it. You could prepare for war. You could prepare for the battle. But if you don't have the ability to take that victory, not go out there, yeah, we might be the best team. We might be this. We might be that. But at the end of the day, Brock, you're going to have to put on the big boy pants, the big boy straps, pause, big boy britches, the big boy sneakers, and make the big boy play and go out there and at some point in this game, find a way to take this championship. This makes Steve Young, let's go ahead and finish listening to it.
You have to rip from people, and you have to have that mentality that's the kind of environment that I'm living in. And we can't just wait for something to happen. If you're going to have to take it from people, then when do you do that? Do you do that just on game day? No. You start well before, and you say to yourself, look, am I going to go run around town trying to see all the parties? Am I going to get out? And, this is my one chance at the Super Bowl. No, you're going to have 50 chances at the Super Bowl when you're not playing them. This is the one where you got to go take care of business.
Listen, you got to go take care of business. Nick Knight says, nah, this sounds like a scene from Spartacus. Yes, but I didn't get the energy. Like if I didn't get that energy, but I got it. I'm with you. Spartacus, 300, whatever epic film correlation you want to put to this, man, I'm with it. And so when I heard Steve Young say this, who's my favorite quarterback of all time, like Steve Young, that's my guy. Like I just like Steve. I just love Steve Young. Because he was not one of those greats, right? Like one of the great, he wasn't the greatest athlete, wasn't the greatest disc. Sounds familiar, right? Like sounds familiar. Now he had some good attributes to him. I thought the fact that he was left-handed changed up the way that defenses had to play him, and that gave him a little bit of an edge. But Steve Young was just that dude. He was just that dude. I love Joe Montana. Got to watch him. Got to watch a couple of Super Bowls, but it was something about that 1994 team and that 95 Super Bowl that just stands out of all the other Super Bowls. To me, don't be mad at me. I'm not taking shots at Joe Montana. I'm just saying I just really loved what Steve Young did. Okay, Braveheart. Yes. I'm hoping I'm not peeking. Yeah, that's the one. Braveheart. William Wallace wasn't built with the muscles. He was that dude, though. He was that dude. Brock Purdy, got to go out there and take it. I agree with him 100%. And Steve Young, thank you for Larry Krueger for sharing that with everybody out there, man. I appreciate that. But let's go ahead and get your take, man. And that's why we're here. We'll open up these phone lines. The number is 475-549-7849. I believe everything is working. Obviously, we'll do the first one. First person that calls in will be the check. It is what it is. All right. I see some people saying they're not buying that take. I'm not buying that take, Breezy. It's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to buy it. It's all good. All right, man. Dan the Core, man. What's going on, brother? You on the WayneBreezie show. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic, Wayne. So I just want to get down to business, first of all. And I want to say that I think we're overreacting to the field conditions that everybody's been complaining about. Okay. I don't think it will have as big as an effect as we're making it out to be. And sure, everything seems to be going against us, but I don't think it really is. I think it's just how it happened, and there's nothing we can really do about it. We just got to deal with it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, is it a problem? Yes. Did they make it into the national media as a story? Yes. When you start to kind of like dig and dive into the situation, I mean, this was a week ago where they checked out the field. So, and maybe that's why Kyle Shanahan came out and said on opening night that the fields had gotten better daily. And so, you know, a week ago it was really bad. Maybe on Monday it was still soft. And they were upset about it. But, you know, I just feel like this won't hinder the Niners from winning a championship.
Right. Another thing I wanted to point to talk about was the question that you asked in the video, whether it's harder to start Deebo or start McCaffrey. Mm-hmm. And I said Deebo, and I think you showed it. But the reason I picked Deebo, if you had asked me this at week one, I probably would have said it's harder or it's easier to stop Christian McCaffrey. But the reason I picked Deebo was because of that Philadelphia Eagles game. And it seems like since that game, they've been stopping him more effectively. And I think that game produced a blueprint in order to stop him more effectively. And it hasn't really shown that for Christian McCaffrey as much. That's why I picked him.
Hey, man, listen, I think there's no right or wrong answer when it comes to that particular type of question. It comes down to kind of like what your eyes have seen and maybe if you pay attention to the stats. I feel like when it comes to the game plan, I mean, Christian McCaffrey is the man, right? And Deebo is one of the offensive factors that they can possibly go to, depending on matchups and things like that. And so Christian McCaffrey is going to get the ball predominantly or more touches than any of the 49er offensive players. But when I look at what these defenses need to figure out, I feel like they come out every week to try to stop McCaffrey. Now, who is going to make them bleed? That's when it comes down to Kyle Shanahan and who he sees the mismatch in. But I just want them to find a way to get Deebo some touches, because if you want energy, and if this game is not, if you want the game to start off the right way, go back to what was the game? Was that the first game? Not the first game. When Deebo got injured, remember in that game? I can't remember which game.
That was the Rams. I remember that.
Thank you. Remember, what did Kyle Shanahan do on that first play? It was a screen to Deebo for what? 15 yards, right? And then it was just like, oh, snap. Kyle ain't losing to Sean McVay, period. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Deebo sets the tone, and I think that's what allows this team to do what they do on offense. So if he's not the X factor, he's definitely the tone setter. And so you got to find a way to get Deebo involved, no matter what.
Okay. Let me rephrase this because I feel like, because just thinking about what I said now, I realize I worded it wrong. It's harder to stop Deebo when he's playing. It's easier to stop Deebo when he's playing that running back position.
Yes.
So I'm trying to.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to get at. When he's getting those little screens, he's taking off.
I almost don't want to see Deebo run the ball out of the backfield anymore. Like, I'm with you, because I feel like the teams have figured it out. Once he lines up in the backfield, it's like, oh, he's getting the ball. Now, if the Niners find a way to be deceptive with it, that's a whole nother conversation, and that's what they've been trying to do this year. It always wasn't a run out of the backfield. They would do something different. It would be different. I can't wait to see what Kyle Shanahan has game plan for the Super Bowl, though.
Right, me neither. Also, one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
You touched on this, but I'm going to emphasize it on it again. We do not have Jimmy Garoppolo. And I'm willing to bet you if Brock Purdy had played in that game, the first game against Kansas City Chiefs, he hits that ball to Emmanuel Sanders.
Yep.
I really believe it. I really believe it. But that's all I got. I'm not putting out any score predictions because I am just too superstitious when it comes to this. No predicting the scores. You trash talk a little bit here and there, but not to the extent of the regular season where you say, oh, we're going all out this year. This is the year that we could possibly do it. I actually said that. I said that we could go to – I told my dad, I said, Dad, this is probably the best year we have that we're going to go to Super Bowl. I'm not saying that we're not going to be as good next year, but I feel like this is the best roster that we have in order to go to the Super Bowl.
I agree, especially offensively.
This is the one, man.
I agree, Dan. Thanks for calling in, brother.
You're welcome.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Peace. All right, ladies and gents, I'm going to be calling these numbers back in the order that they are in the queue. Corey, get ready. Here we go. Corey.
Yeah.
Corey. What's going on, Kay? What's
going on, Mr. WayneBreezie?
Hey, man, I'm doing good, man. It's Super Bowl week. I'm on level 1,000, bro. How are you? How are you feeling? How's your anxiety? How's your energy? And then give us your take.
First of all, my energy is feeling super high. And my take will be, since we finally made to the Super Bowl and it's number 58, got the quest for 6, I am super confident that I know Brock Purdy is going to do what he do best. Not trying to say he has to get up to a dynamic start, but long as he's doing what he's doing, throwing the ball to his playmakers. And I agree about you saying about what Deebo has to do. I think Deebo has to be that player that he cannot be the backfield runner. He has to be that player like he was trying to be a wide receiver going through slants or being wide open going through the middle. That's what Deebo has to be in that Super Bowl. Because If Kyle Shanahan puts Deebo Samuel in that backfield, it's trouble. I don't want that. Let CMC be the backfield guy because, he can make moves making people miss going through the middle or cutting through the backfield. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I do know what you're saying. I feel like the deception of the wide back has gone. It's gone because even in Atlanta with Cordero Patterson, they couldn't use him that way either. Right. So like it's something that how the defenses took away the read option when we had Colin Kaepernick, all of a sudden the NFL cracked down on it. I think it was more the NFL said you have to stop running it. And I think the same thing kind of happened. So when Deebo lines up in that backfield, I think the difference is having Deebo and Christian McCaffrey. And so when you only have one, like it makes it easier for the defense to kind of like determine what they're going to do with it. But I just feel like they've kind of zoned in on how to stop the wide back out of the backfield. So Kyle just has to be a little bit more creative. And I think we get that now that it's the Super Bowl and all the marbles are on the table.
And that's true facts. But another thing is, I don't want Kyle Shanahan to go back to a deja vu moment, like when the fourth quarter finally gets here, if we have a lead. He got to remember, run CMC if you can. I don't care if he gets maybe 2 or 3 yards, but every little bit yard helps to produce the passing game to get these other players involved to make a difference. Because if he does not stick with that game plan of running the ball in that fourth quarter like he did in that last Super Bowl against Kansas City, we're going to lose. And hope and pray to God that he does not make that mistake again, because winning Super Bowls is not easy, Wayne.
You're right.
It's not.
You're right. You're right. They're not easy to win. And I think when you go football's got to be the toughest game to play, right? When you go into the half with a substantial lead, you think that you got the game, right? But you can't change the mindset that you had to get the lead. So when you tell me you're worried about Kyle, I understand. And I think everybody feel the same way. Most people are worried about the refs. No, I'm worried about Kyle Shanahan keeping his foot on the gas. Now, if it's a game where it's just like, it's tough, both offenses ain't doing much because the defenses are coming out there playing football, that's different. But if the 49ers offense is trumping the Kansas City's defense and the Niners have a substantial lead, whatever Kyle did to keep that lead, he needs to figure out how to keep adding to the lead. Because I guarantee you, Kansas City will make the adjustments. They got a great head coach, great play caller, and great player to execute the play, right?
True indeed.
Yeah. It's gonna be
that's the one thing we cannot allow that coach to do is try to get our coach beaten. We can't allow that. We got to make sure we keep him down on his toes to make sure that Patrick Mahomes don't get many opportunities in that second half like he did last time.
I agree. And like I said, Corey, the good thing is you have players on this team like Deebo Samuel that aren't afraid to go and tell Kyle, give me the damn ball. And I think that's the difference.
I like that.
Yeah, I think that's the difference, though. Like, rookie Deebo saying that, but this fourth year Deebo saying that, yeah, Kyle, give him the damn ball. And that's the key, right? Even Christian McCaffrey, like Kyle, I could run, just give me the ball. And I think that's the difference. And I think Kyle trusts those players. And I think that is the difference. When you had a bunch of players that you put together and you got to this game with, and yeah, you trusted them, but at some point, it was pretty much set up based off of scheme. Now Kyle has his scheme, but he sees that he has incredible players that can do some things. And I think that's the difference. Hell, at this point, give Juwan Jennings the goddamn ball. For all I care. They can make plays. Everybody can make plays.
Right. But it's all about the right one who has to step up and make that play.
If things aren't going according to plan, I agree. And I agree. Oh,
yeah, but one more thing, because I'm not going to let you go. I laughed at your show of you and Mike Andrews yesterday, and believe me, I just want to tell you that was a great show yesterday. I really enjoyed it because I was dying laughing with y'all, even though if I wasn't on the phone with you.
I appreciate that, man. You know what's funny? When Mike and I do these shows, we have no idea what the hell we're doing. Like, literally. It's like...
and that's what makes it fun.
I think it is what makes it fun. I think we have to keep those shows unscripted, so that way... You know, you're just going to get the realest reactions ever. Like, sometimes we'll agree and sometimes we'll disagree. The thing is, when I disagree with Mike, all of my emotion is put into that disagreement. And I feel bad because I don't want Mike to think I'm a butthole. But he knows me. Like, he's known me for years. He put me into this platform, so he understands.
I see why y'all probably so close because I mean y'all go back and forth like you said, you and him being close, like y'all ain't real brothers.
Bro, we brothers. Brothers fight. And then they go out for drinks right after the fight. Hey, man, what you want? What you drinking? Oh, yeah, I got you. Now, I got a black eye, and he got a busted mouth. But that's what we do. Like, you know what I mean? That's my brother, man. That's my brother for real. But, Corey, thanks for calling. Let me get these other callers on here, bro.
All right, love you, man.
All right, love you too, brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to get ready because this caller needs no grand entrance because the moment this caller is online, you're going to know exactly who this caller is. The caller has to pick up the phone, and this is the laugh. Now, I'm asking you not to pay attention to the chat because you're live.
Okay, I know that you asked me that, Breezy, but I'm different, so I apologize.
No, that's not about you being different. You're on my show, and I need you to pay attention to me.
And I am, but can you just give me like 1 second just to say something, please, and then I can finish.
One.
Okay, Callie, leave me alone. I don't bother you, okay? I try to be nice to you, but you stay bothering me. Leave me alone, Callie, please.
So you couldn't just text Kylie and say, leave me alone. You couldn't just message him.
Okay, that's it. Okay, so now I'm talking about the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Okay, I know y'all going to Vegas. I am too. I hope we all have a good time. I think Brock Purdy is going to do good, and the rest of our team too. What y'all think? What you think, Breezy?
Well, tell us why you think Brock Purdy is going to do good. Everybody know what I think. I do this 24/7.
Because he don't. Like
what makes Brock?
He like the best he like the best quarterback we ever had.
Whoa! Oh
right?
Shoot!
Well.
You mean under Kyle Shanahan? I'm gonna help you out here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, hold on. That's a bomb right there. Hold up. There we go. I just want to make sure. Here come the chat, and don't you respond to the chat.
Wait a minute. Nigel, don't say ever had now. Hold on now, Nigel. Don't come for me now.
I want everybody to come for Jack.
Hold on, because they be trying to get off in these comments now. Don't
they
do.
And they're going to get off.
Back now. Don't do that now.
What I'm trying to teach you to do is make sure you are clear.
Callie, hold on. Hey, Callie, don't do that.
I'm hanging up.
Okay, breathe. Okay, I'm free. Okay, so what I was saying is let me get back to the point that I think our team is going to win, and if our team win, I'm going to be crying in the bleachers. So I hope they put the camera on me because I got a dope outfit, some dope shoes for the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you just want the attention.
Okay, y'all. Bye, y'all. I love y'all.
Bye, Felicia.
All right. Okay, so she just wants the attention. I get it. People, the attention. Okay. So you guys have my permission to get on Jax right now in the chat as I get ready to call Ricky back. And so, I mean, but I asked to clarify what she meant, and she meant from, if I'm not mistaken, under Kyle Shanahan. Okay. I just want to put that out there. I'm just trying to help her out just a little bit because I know how faithful about to get. Okay.
Breezy.
Yo, Ricky, what's going on, baby?
Chilling. What's good, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm getting ready to head out to Vegas in a couple of days, man, and go down there and be standing on business like the players. Like I'm about to suit up and everything, bro.
Absolutely. Can we just quell this notion? I mean, I think people have short-term memory. The Niners were the best team pretty much all year. And I understand that the Chiefs looked well in 2 games in the playoffs. So now that means that the Niners are not the better team. And I get it. They have Patrick Mahomes. Nobody's disputing that. But people conveniently forget, you know what, in that second half of that game against the Ravens, they scored 0 points. 0.
Mm-hmm.
0. They didn't score one time. They had a whole bunch of drives, no points at all. As a matter of fact, the Ravens defense stood up. It was goofy Lamar throwing the triple coverage, Zay Flowers getting
in the end zone,
a fumble when he dove for the end zone. But at the same time, look at our squad. We played bad both times in the first half. We get it. We played bad in the first half. Nobody's denying that. But in the second half of the Detroit game, 27 unanswered points.
Ooh, the adjustments.
27.
Ooh, yeah, that's not a story. That's why. Keep going.
That's 27 unanswered points. Brock Purdy, even though Kyle was 0 for forever when he was down, losing, whatever. But with Brock Purdy, 2 times back-to-back, we played bad in the first half, came back and played a lot better in the second half. What do you think is going to happen on Sunday when we actually start off the game scoring early in the first half, and we still make adjustments in the second half when we come back scoring even more in the second half? I don't think it's going to be close. I think people, yes, I get it. Patrick Mahomes, we get it. But if you go back and look at that game, and they played it the other night, when they scored and they got up on us, we started off when we had the ball with Jimmy G. We ran the ball a couple times, and then we just, for some odd reason, we got goofy and just started passing. And we know as much as we like Jimmy G back then, no shade to the dude, but this dude just started missing. And we overthrew the ball, whatever, but I don't have that same reservation with Brock Purdy that I did with Jimmy G. What about you?
Hold on a second. I had to get the bomb out there real quick. You said a lot. Now, I'm going to you got to give me some time because you said a lot.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the first thing you said is, the short-term memory. And I think it comes down to stories. And no one wants to talk about the Niners. It wasn't about the Niners coming back. It was about the Detroit Lions messing up. I really feel like I said this to Peachy. I said, watch how the national media, sits there and talks about Dan Campbell going for it on 4th down, opposed to the Niners defense adjusting, getting stops. And that they got thrown out of the issue is the Niners are struggling. That's the story that they want to stick to. That's number one. Number 2, they're not talking about that Baltimore Ravens defense, which has been the best defense all season long, which made the Kansas City Chiefs struggle. Well, I will go out here on a limb and say, well, hell, if Lamar Jackson just played an inkling of the football he played MVP-esque all season long, they beat the Chiefs by 90 points. Only reason why they didn't is because they ain't run the ball. They ain't even run it with him. They didn't even run it with him.
13 times.
Bro, he's the leading rusher, and he didn't even run the ball, bro. Like, come on, miss me with that. The Super Bowl fix was in for the AFC. It was in for the NFC, and Kyle Shanahan said, bump y'all scripts.
Right. Because it's been, look, I don't care. Everybody said, remember, like Detroit versus everybody. No, it was Niners versus everybody. Because even now,
and they're the favorites.
Even now.
How are you the favorite and you the underdog? How are the Niners the favorites by what? 2 points, 1.5 points? But they're still, well, can Brock Purdy do this? Because he's got to play against the juggernaut. You talk about an offense that didn't even average near 30 points a season. They scored 30 points one time all year. The Niners defense don't give up. This ain't the same Niners defense.
We're not the same team.
Oh, snap. We're talking about a Niners defense that struggles in the first half just about in every game. The only time the Niners defense, only time they don't seem to struggle is when the offense gives them a chunk of lead. They play different. But when the offense isn't on point, then the Niners defense takes time to adjust. That's been consistent all year long. They've been trying to figure out how to adjust, and they have done it every game. They figured it out. And so I don't get the national media. I never will. And if I ever make it to national media, I'll probably be fired after the first show.
No, man. It's just that, like you said before, people don't understand or really don't, like I said, don't understand the fact that we got better. In each game, we've gotten better in the playoffs. We didn't score that much in the first game. The next game, we exploded. In the second half, we exploded. And we've all seen Chase Young get called out and all that. Do you not know this man's playing for a contract? So do you not know in the biggest game, because like we said before, we can't just take for granted, we're going to be back every year. So I expect Kyle to do some stuff that's going to be reminiscent of like when we face the Saints. I think we're going to open it back. And number two, I think Kyle's trust level in Brock Purdy is different because Kyle realizes, hey, if I don't, just in case I call the wrong play, I have a quarterback now that can still make my call look good. Meaning, like Brock Purdy did, take off with his legs. With Jimmy G, like if it was the first receiver or whatever, first read was covered, then we almost looked we were stuck. But with Brock Purdy, he has the ability now to make adjustments. I think our defense, cause trust me, I'm pretty sure Steve Wilkes, John Lynch, Kyle have been showing them footage over and over again. And look at that lane. Remember when Jahmyr Gibbs, he just ran through and he's sidestepping, and look at David Montgomery. He's running. And what do you think they're going to try to do with Pacheco? They're basically going to try to punk you. So I'm pretty sure they're going to let them know, look, this is about your manhood right now. Are you going to let them come in and bully you and stop you from doing what you need to do? And on our side, we're going to bully them. We're going to run right at them, get them out of whatever Steve Spagnuolo defense he's trying to do. And then once you do that, then the floodgates going to go open, man.
Hey, man, that's the take. That's it, man. You got to start calling in last so I could just end the show. But that's the take. I'm not ending it. I got 4 more callers I got to get to, but I appreciate you, Ricky, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Breezie, let's go. Hey, bang, bang, Niner gang. Look, I know definitely after victory Sunday and then Monday, whatever, when you have the call-in show again, man, we going to clown, man.
Oh,
we clown.
It's going to be the clown episode. It's going to be the clown and be merry episode. I'm with it, bro. Because receipts are in. I got an app called Receipts, and there's a bunch of receipts in that joint, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Starting with Nick Wright first, old bum joker.
He number one. Well, we'll save him for last. All right, brother. Appreciate you, man.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Peace. Woo, I'm loving these calls. I'm loving this, man. I'm loving y'all. The energy is amazing. Boats, my man, Boats. Here we go. We about to get some knowledge right here. I feel like the knowledge is about to enter. Boats, what's going on, brother?
Oh, not much, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing good today. I'm doing better today than I was yesterday. Let's just say that, and I hope to do better tomorrow than today. But listen, I need to hear from the great one. How you feeling? What's your take on this particular matchup?
Man, I'm excited as all get out. That's for sure. I'm looking forward to this game. Trying to temper my expectations. You know, them heartbreaks get tough as you get older there. But I feel solid for this one. And the reason I feel solid for this one is, you know, I really just think for all this talk about Purdy being a game manager, if you look at the stats this year, it's actually Patrick Mahomes that's been the game manager this year, and the facts back that up. Patrick ain't trying to play like the old Patrick. I don't think people realize that. They talk about him in the media like he's still the early Patrick Mahomes. You look at him, he's been much more of a game manager because he's realized you can't turn the ball over. All the big-ass throws and deep throws and Madden throws and all that, that's cool on ESPN, but you don't win games that way. And so I think Patrick's changed how he plays the game, and the media hasn't caught up yet, but he ain't trying to throw these big bombs and everything else like back in Super Bowl 54.
Yeah.
You know, he's much more conservative now. He's much more about not turning the ball over. I mean, the reason they didn't score in the second half of that Ravens game is Mahomes just wouldn't put the ball in Herm's way. He was fine to let that defense ride. He just was not going to force the game. He was being what is called a game manager. Now, that doesn't mean Patrick can't come out and still be the old Patrick. Problem is, he ain't got the wide receivers and the speed like he used to. But I will say we do have a rookie safety, Shaquille Brown, Okay, and if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I'm picking on the rookie safety in the Super Bowl. That's just common sense right there.
There it is.
So that's gonna be my big matchup is that we shut down Pachenko, and they're 5-2. Kansas City's 5-2 when they get 100 yards rushing in a game. So that's goal number one: stop that rushing attack. Then keep them under 20 points. Kansas City's 5-8 when they score less than 20 points in a game. Okay, so those are the recipes right there. But once we stop that run game, you're going to believe they're going to go after Brown and those safeties like they did in 54 when they ran by us and scored all them points real fast. So that's kind of my keys. That's what I'm looking for. I know nobody's really talking about the safety matchups. But, I mean, if you're Andy Reid, you're Patrick Mahomes, you're not going to take on a rookie safety in the Super Bowl? Come on now. You know, that's the first person you're going to go after.
It's common sense, right? I mean, you got one of the greatest coaches of all time coaching in this, and he's one of the greatest scheme guys, and he's going to game plan against the weakness of the 49ers defense. And unfortunately, it just happens to be Jair Brown, and it's not just because he's a rookie, but that's part of it, right? Like now his wheel is going to be spinning, his clock is going to be turning super fast, and it's going to come down to him being able to adjust what's going to be thrown at him. And I can tell you right now, Kansas City, them formations, them tight formations with Kelsey and them wide receivers and whoever they choose to bunch in them formations, it's going to force him to have to make the right decision. And so that's it's going to happen. And we just got to find a way to limit the explosive plays. And so that to me is the key. Like you said, stop the run. Well, another key, find a way to limit the explosive plays, because you have to expect that Kelsey is going to be the guy that they're going to try to get the ball to. But if you don't pay attention to Rashee Rice, if you don't pay attention to Scantling, if you don't pay attention to these other weapons, and Patrick is confident and he has the time to get the ball out to them, whether it's deep down the field or whatnot, you can get burnt. And the Niners have gotten burnt. And I don't want them to give up those explosive plays. Not to a guy like Patrick Mahomes, because that's when he activates. It's when he makes a play that wasn't supposed to be made. And next thing you know, oh, shoot, you got to deal with Patrick Mahomes. He's that dude. And I'm with you 100%. With 100%.
Yep. And on offense, we got to use Juwan Jennings, right? So Snead and McDuffie, they legit. Some people think that's the best defensive back duo in the league, even though they're young as hell. Now, we know Deebo and Warrior are the two best. They all pros. We got 22 interceptions, okay? So I don't want to hear nothing from the Chiefs fans about that secondary, because ours is damn good too. But I think we got to get Juwan Jennings going. I mean, I don't think their nickel can cover him. He's too tall, he's too big, he's too strong.
He's my
now,
sleeper.
Fast, maybe not so much, but I think that's really the key, because they're going to focus on Deebo and them runs and everything else, and DA with the over the top passes and stuff. But you're going to have Kittle and Juwan Jennings working that middle on them Chiefs linebackers like Bolt and the rest of them dudes. And I think they just aren't going to be ready for a Juwan Jennings breakout game, you know, especially because he's trying to play for some money too and get paid.
Absolutely.
So that's it. I'll let everybody else get on the call, though. But that's my thoughts. And big ups to you and the family. I hope everybody's good. Hope everybody enjoys the game. And, God bless everybody.
All right, God bless you too, Boats. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
All right, PC, appreciate you. Guys, we got 3 more callers to get to, man. I appreciate this call-in segment. I love the call-in show, man. I love hearing from you guys and what your takes are. I was hoping we can get, Chiefs again on the show, but he's talking his trash in the chat, and I'm sure you guys are holding it down. Let's get Big Daddy Niners up here, man. I know Big Daddy Niners got something he wants to get off his chest. Let's go. Please don't give it to the voicemail. Please don't give it to the voice. Big Daddy Niners in the building.
What's going on, baby?
What's going on, baby man? How you feeling? And what's your take for this upcoming Super Bowl juggernaut smash?
Well, my first take is I want to shut them no good, sorry squatchies up so I can stop hearing about Miss Swift.
Oh, duh, yeah.
So I'm so sick of hearing about her. And every time Kelsey makes a touchdown, we got to see her picture. I'm just done with that. So
take Kelsey out. That's number one. Find a way to take out Kelsey.
Right.
Yeah. Then there'll be no Swift.
And then my thing is, I want to be like the Chicago Bears. If you remember when they was down at the end zone, who did they use?
Oh, don't do this to me. Don't take me back to 85. Don't do this to me. Please don't do it, because this right here, I have a baby on the football field, bro. In the stand, this is what I want. Give me Trent Williams on the goal line. Give me Trent on the goal line, please.
Exactly.
I've been begging for 3 years to give me Trent on the goal line.
And they only used Trent that one time when they had him in an option move, and he ran across the back of the field.
He was open too.
When they get close to the end zone, instead of making it look like CMC, let CMC run like he's about to get the ball, and they let the ball go to Trent, and let Trent go straight up the middle. And I just want to see a whole bunch of different trick plays that the Chiefs have not seen all year, and just squash them. Because I told you, I'm saying a 50 burger. I want them flushed out. I just want them to completely just be humiliated in this Super Bowl.
I don't know if the NFL will allow a humiliation, but I'm for it though.
And that's the reason I want it, because right now the NFL doesn't care about us. Anytime you got almost $1 trillion company and you can't give us the good enough field to practice on, and then now we have to work with the Kansas City Chiefs to be on the Raiders field, you don't care about us. So guess what? We're not going to care about you. We're going to just go in there and we're going to humiliate this team, and it's going to embarrass Goodell. It's going to embarrass.
I like where we going. Hold on one second. Let me get the bomb. Let that resonate for a second, yo. Because there's a lot of strays being thrown at the Niners. Bad feud, bad. I think the Niners got an answer for just about everything, all the adversity, every obstacle, and they can go out there by just. Listen, I talked about this on Bleacher Report. The Niners got to do 3 things, right? They got to give maximum effort. They have to execute the plays, and they have to be excellent in doing so, right? And if they just do those 3 E's, and remember I kept saying the only way the Niners can lose a game is if they find a way to beat themselves. If you go back to the San Francisco 49ers loss, how did they lose those games?
By killing themselves.
Okay, just
want fumbles and not catching and not tackling.
Yep. That's it. That's the take. Big Daddy Niners. What a 50 burger, bro. Man, that's getting clipped up. I gotta put that out there, man. I appreciate you calling in, man, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Oh yeah, man. I already got my sliders ready made. I got my 3 different kind of wings. I'm ready, bro.
Okay. I need to know the type of wings.
My wife's like original. Then my son likes spicy, and then I'll do like maybe a Parmesan, then a barbecue, and then if I'm really feeling, really good about myself, then after that I'll throw me some lemon peppers.
What's the address again? Like, send me that off the air, bro. I'm gonna need some of them lemon peppers. I'm gonna need some garlic parms as well, man. I'm all about the wings. I'm a wings connoisseur. I need a wings endorsement or something like that, man. Maybe we'll get something going next season or something like that. But listen, Big Daddy,
I miss your sizzling Sunday, bro. I was gonna be here. I was waiting.
I know it was hard to produce this year. I had other things that I was going on, but somehow I'll find a way to bring some stuff back, man. I always do stuff like pilot shows, try it out for a season, but I'm glad you missed it. Maybe we'll figure out a way to get it back. Thank you for calling in, Big Daddy.
Oh, and one thing, my son said, did you enjoy his picture that he sent you?
Loved it. Loved it.
Okay.
Loved it.
All right.
What's your son's name?
Jaheim, just like the singer.
Just in case I don't make it home tonight. He probably don't even know that song. Jaheim, thank you so much. I appreciate you, young fam. Love you.
All right then, bro.
All right, man. Peace.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, man. The callers are coming in. Listen, I got a couple other shows, but I'm gonna get to all these callers. Don't call in after this though. I got 3 more. Just playing. There's the number. What's the number? Hello? My big brother Eddie G. What's going on, baby?
WayneBreezie, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing, man? Sound like you on the road, baby.
Yeah, I'm driving home from work. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you. I can hear you fine. I don't know if they can hear you, but I can hear you clear and fine, bro. How you feeling?
Okay. I'm excited, man. How can I not be excited? It's Super Bowl, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The moment we've all been waiting for. How does Eddie G go out there and prepare to take 6?
Listen, I am loving the fact that all these analysts, all they can talk about is Mahomes this, Mahomes that. And you know what? Rightfully deserved. The Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes are an established team. But I want this to fuel our team to say, you know what? Let them talk about them. We're going to make them talk about us. That's what I want.
The fuel to the fire is what the Niners need. And that is the reason why I feel like they're going to go out there and play with a different edge. Okay, yeah. Did the Niner faithful boo the Kansas City players? Absolutely. That's what they're supposed to do. But if everybody's thinking that's going to be the fuel to their fire, cool. But I think the Niners are playing with a lot more chips on the shoulders, bro. I just feel like they're playing with a different edge, and it starts with those guys that's been there. Nobody's talking about George Kittle. Nobody's talking about the fact that he said, "I will be back. I will be back here."
With a vengeance.
Remember, that was supposed to start the revenge tour. Remember, I will be back.
Exactly. Yes. No, I want this team to come out. I want Kyle. I don't want Kyle to play tight. I want him to run the ball. To me, that's the key. If they want to talk about numbers, zone run game, inside and outside. Kansas City's defense has not done well against the zone run at all.
They're last 31st against zone running.
What are they talking about? They keep talking about Patrick Mahomes. Okay, fine. Let Patrick Mahomes try to win the game. Run the ball. Take the possessions from him. Don't let him on the field. Run the ball, sustain drives, score, take the ball back, do it again, over and over and over. And like it's already been said, most of these games we keep losing, we keep killing ourselves. Stop killing ourselves. Tackle. Wrap and tackle.
That's it. That's the key. That's the key. Eddie,
Yes,
man,
sir.
I appreciate you for calling in, bro.
And you know what I'm going to tell you, brother?
Yeah, you already
You're going
know.
to Vegas, right?
Yeah, I'll be out there, man. We're going to bring home that victory. Every game I've gone to, we've won.
Bring home that dub, my brother.
I'm with you, baby.
And I always put it in the chat. I got to say it with my own voice. I want that trophy.
Yes, sir. Say less. The trophy will be ours. I'm with it. Eddie, thanks for calling in, bro.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, man. Peace. All right, man. I think the queue is just loaded. There's nothing I could do. I'm removing this number right now. So if you ain't get it, you ain't calling in. All right, I'm removing the number. Here we go.
Hello.
PJ.
Hey.
What's good?
What's up?
Talk that trash. I want the same nitty-gritty Niner talk trash that you give, because that's what people want. Got me shaking my head. I want the nitty-gritty, Peachy. What's good?
What's good, man? I was calling in because I'm sitting here remodeling things at work and doing all these things, and I thought about how the 49ers have remodeled this team and how structured, it is, and how versatile it is. And I'm always preaching, everybody knows I'm always preaching about like versatility and, all this stuff. And you're always talking about, what is it that you call Deebo?
Oh, he's the X factor, hands down. You can't tell me.
With Army knife.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
And I was thinking about that. But I was thinking about like how many different Swiss Army knives that the 49ers have on offense.
Okay, now we talking, because last time I checked, I went online one time because I thought there was only one Swiss Army knife. There's a bunch of different models of the Swiss Army knife. You got the Deebo Samuel model. You got the Kyle Juszczyk model. You got the George Kittle model. You got the Christian McCaffrey model. There's a bunch of Swiss Army knife options out there. I love it.
Yeah, and so it's really cool how we've remodeled, and that's what's happened, because You know, just think about like in 2020, like the only, you know, abnormal thing that we had that was a pass to the Chiefs defense was Deebo. And now we have so many passes for that defense. I mean, even Jawan Jennings, who I think will be the breakout player of this game.
Okay. I got him as the
And,
sleeper. Yep.
Yeah, and I think he's definitely going to be something. And I think that Kyle's going to add some elements that we haven't seen. And I think they're going to include Jennings. It wouldn't surprise me if Bell wasn't, you know, that too, because this is the time when you have to bring out everything. Every single thing that you have to bring it out. So I was just thinking about that as we're remodeling this crazy place and how remodeled this team has become.
I love it.
For the better, definitely. And I'm so excited about the Super Bowl. I'm also doing like a bunch of wings and stuff, and maybe a little like, I thought about doing like some pizza tots or something like that, but I won't be eating during the game because I can't eat during the game. I can eat before the game because I'll be way too nervous. But somebody had brought up a point about the NFC Championship game about us being behind and how, you know, it's possible that Kyle learned like so many things in that game. That's also a new element that the 49ers have not been able to do. It's come from behind like that.
Yeah, remember he was 0 for 80? Something like that. I'm making up the number. He just couldn't do it.
He was 0 for 100.
Yeah, that's even better. Keep it even. Yeah.
So the fact that we went through that, I think that might have lit something under Kyle because he just looks like he's like, you know, hey, I believe the 49ers are going to have a great game plan. I believe this game is just going to be insane. And I do believe that this is our year where we finally get 6. And I even told one of my coworkers, I think that if the 49ers win this year, I think that we're going to be the team that's going to go back to back next year. Because if we win this one, I believe this team is going to be so hungry. They're going to do whatever they can to try to keep as many of them there.
It's a good.
Say the hell with everything else. Let's just keep them all there and, you know, run it back. One more time.
Listen, that's a good assumption because, you know, Trent already said he's returning. Brock's still cheap. Look, that's
yes.
and they're looking to extend Brandon Ayuk, right? And so you got the core back on the offense. You still got Christian McCaffrey. Like you still have Deebo for one more year. Why not? Defensively, they'll figure it out, which the Niners always do.
Yeah.
So why not? It starts here though, Peach. It starts with winning number 6, and then they can look forward to joining what, the Patriots in 7. Yeah. So that's kind of like where it starts, right? And so I think the Niners are going to go ahead and do their due diligence and get it done.
Yeah. It's I'm really excited. Also, I felt like that ESPN article that came out about the defense and how they looked at themselves. I think this defense is going to be lights out. I think that this defense is going to be the defense that we thought that it was going to be anyway. I think that they're going to play like a number 1 defense in the National Football League in this game. Because I think that they got embarrassed. I think that the media humiliated them, the ESPN article that came out, all this stuff that came out. This team is hungry. This team is ready.
Got you. Patriots.
This team is ready.
Hey, I tell you what, your boy going to get 2 sacks. And I ain't talking Nick Bosa. So I'll leave it at that.
Fingers crossed. I hope so.
I ain't fingers crossed my behind. I guarantee you Chase Young will get 2 sacks in this game. Could guarantee.
That'll be awesome.
I'm like a brand name. It's like Pepsi, like a brand name. I could guarantee it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that Chase magic. I guarantee it's gonna come out. He's gonna come out. Cause you know why? It's nothing like being chastised and without people saying your name, and you know it's you.
Right.
and for Chase to come out in his presser at the Super Bowl week this week and say, "Yeah, man, I got it. I'm gonna give more. Chase, you just snitched on yourself, but we knew it's okay. It's okay."
So
but
true.
the thing that I didn't agree with, Peachy, was when that article came out saying that he was potentially gonna get benched. I'm like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because who else she gonna play at this point? Ain't nobody out there that's gonna be better than Chase Young being on the football field. I do think Chase Young is well rested. I think this week off was gonna did him some due diligence. We're talking about a player that was traded for and never had a bye week, and then his snaps increased due to the injury of Cleveland Farrell and things like that. And coming into this defense, I feel like it's a lot different than playing under D'Amico Ryans, under Robert Saleh. It's not the fire off on the ball type of defense. It's a patient based style of defense. So Peachy, I gotta get these.
And like one more thing that I want to add. Also, guys like Chase Young, they hadn't been this far.
Yeah.
So they don't know kind of like what it takes. By this time, they're home chilling. They're they're preparing for the next season. So people got to think about that too. Dude haven't been this far, but I'm excited about this game, and thanks for letting me call in.
Anytime, Peachy. You're more than welcome. Thanks for calling in. Peachy, y'all. All right, we got 2 more callers. I can tell you that we about to get some ruckus right now. Some East Coast ruckus about to be on point. What's good? What's good? What's good? Ansho, you're going to close out the segment of the show. This has been a great call-in show, man. E, what's going on?
Breezy.
Yo, what'd I say? What'd I say wrong?
Nothing. What you talking about?
Nah, I'm just messing with you, man. Yo, hit me, baby, because when you come on, you got the way you view things be so on point. It be eclectic, and I like to hear your takes on life, especially when it's talking 49ers. So, man, drop some knowledge on us.
Man, real talk, I ain't got nothing to say, but, God bless. I'm glad we are here and just enjoy the moment. Like, I like to see Cal. Like, let me cut the TV down because I'm about to go up in here. He was having fun. That was the perfect thing. God bless. I'm glad we are here and just enjoy the moment.
That's the first time I really got to hear clearly the delay of the show. That's kind of dope. All right, go ahead.
Sure, you heard it?
Yeah, nice and clear. That's a good TV. Good phone, too. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just, I'm loving it, man. Like, I wish I was in Vegas now, just chilling, man. It ain't nothing but to, to win. Like, just to be here, I'm happy. Actually, I ain't gonna say it loud. I just want to keep saying that one.
Mm-hmm.
But, just to win it all, I know we're gonna be at the parties and everything. It's gonna be hectic.
Mm-hmm. No sleep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
No sleep. Saturday, no sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So come in Sunday all hype, gotta eat. I hope it's just a good game. That's how I can't even get all emotions all down and packed, but hit them hard, boy. Let's go right at them. You know what I mean?
I'm with you, bro. This is an emotional game, and I think from the top of the organization down to the fan base, I think this game is going to be very emotional. You heard Jax call in and say that if they win, she's going to cry from her seat, and she's not going to be the only one. Like, she's not going to be the only one crying. Like especially for the faithful that are, I would say, 40 and up, right? Like age 40 and up. Bro, maybe even 35 and up. Like, we've been through the trenches. We've gotten close. But
thank you, Breezy.
but let me ask you this before I get to the last caller, because I want to know, do you feel more confident in this 49ers Super Bowl team than the last 2 49ers Super Bowl teams? I'm talking 2019 Kyle Shanahan, and then that 2012 Jim Harbaugh team. Do you feel more confident in this team?
Yes, in a way. I honestly I put in the comments a lot of time, Brock is a Jedi.
Ooh.
And that guy's real young. He's a Jedi. Like, he looks so calm and natural, but he put that work on you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I looked at him, especially when he was running the other day. The other game, when he started running, and you could see how he switched his hands to his right, to his left hand.
Like a running back? Like a running back?
Yes. He's not a rookie. That's not a rookie. You know what I mean? He's not a rookie.
I do know what you mean. I got you. I'm with you, bro. I'm telling you, I'm with you.
So I was looking at him. I was like, oh, yeah, I like that. I like that. And like I said, he got that confidence or like that, that Jedi mind trick on you where he going, ooh, and get you. I said, oh, I like him. We might, yes, we got to sack Mahomes 3 times. Like you said, Chase Young step up. Warner, I want Law to put somebody to sleep. All that. I want, Ward to get an interception.
Oh, before I let you go, you said Law. I want to remind the faithful, the game that they lost to the Chiefs at home, Dre Greenlaw got injured in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it changed.
He different. He make it happen.
It's because the way he
you
played
see what
the
happened
pass.
when he hit that other boy. He got hurt.
Bro,
he hit him so hard, but
yeah. I just want to put that out there that Dre Greenlaw is fully healthy.
Bring your lunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not me. I'm with you, bro. Listen, I appreciate you for calling in. And thank you for your takes, man. I love you too, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go Niners all day. Breezy Show, nitty gritty.
Let's get it, baby. Always. Peace.
Always.
All right, man. We're going to close out this segment. We got one more call, and I appreciate you. I had something I wanted to say to close out the show, but I totally forgot because y'all takes be on point.
Yo, what's good?
Media in the building. What's going on, brother?
Man, I don't know, dude. I've been so nervous for this game, like ever since I knew we were making the Super Bowl, man. It just hit me, I think, like Monday, dude, that we finally made the Super Bowl. Like,
yo, you're normal.
Definitely, I feel like I'm gonna be so emotional about this one.
You should be. Look, everything you're saying is 100% authentic normalcy. Some people are able to mask or hide their emotions. Some people need to just be very emotional and let it out. Some people are just nervous as hell, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some people are confident as hell, but they still might be nervous. That's kind of like that category that I fit into, because I got butterflies. Like I'm shaking, like literally, but I'm still confident because I know if this team does them 3 E's, give effort, they go out there and execute, and they play of excellence, they can't be beat. Like it's a clear fact. It's a fact, statistical fact too. So that's what makes me so confident, bro. So you're normal, man. You're normal, man. Give us a take, man. Like, how you feeling other than your emotions and stuff like that? How you feel that this team is going to look on Sunday?
My biggest thing is, this is for the guys that were back there, 2019, and that's what I love that Dre Greenlaw even said, because he wasn't there, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's great to see that he even kind of knows behind it, and it's just crazy that a guy like Brock Purdy, right? Just this is his first full year starting, like just the guys behind him, and I do think this team's definitely better offensively, than it has been under the Kyle Shanahan regime. This is no doubt the best quarterback that I've seen in my lifetime, the 49ers. So I just absolutely love the offense. I'm hoping the defense, gets back to playing their brand of football, because they definitely haven't been doing that, the last few weeks, and just they need to get to a fast start, because we all know Mahomes ain't gonna let you, come back. So, yeah, man, I'm excited for this one though. Hope this week goes out a little bit faster, but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I think George Kittle, he wants vengeance, so I'm sure he'll have a pretty good game. Man, the Niners just have too many weapons. Even though this Kansas City defense is where their strength's at, I think the Niners are going to be able to beat them up, and they're not. The Chiefs aren't very good in stopping the run. I think they're 28th ranked, or maybe even worse than that. So, I think hopefully we run the football a lot and keep Mahomes on the sideline. Man, do not let him on the field. I liked that Jags game that we played last year because I remember we were taking a lot of time off the clock. We were just running the football. I think that's the type of plan we need in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And, we all know that's going to open up the passing game too because we want the Chiefs to, constantly try to stop us, I think, in the run game. So that's good. And I think that lastly, I don't know how realistic this is just because of Kyle Shanahan, but I do think we need to use a mixture of our running backs.
We see that.
If we're going to be running the football, because all three of these guys are just, different.
Hey, man, look, I don't know if that's what Kyle's going to go. He's put his trust all into CMC, and I think CMC wants that ball. But I'm with you. This could be a game where you can have three running backs that can be effective. And we see other teams utilize multiple running backs to try to wear our defense down. And I would like to see Kyle Shanahan do the same thing. And if the game plan needs to be to run the ball, I think Kyle should try to mix it up just a little bit. I mean, I'll never forget what it looked like last year going into the playoffs until Elijah Mitchell got injured in that NFC Championship game. And I know we lost Brock that game, but man, remember when Elijah Mitchell came back? It was CMC. It was Elijah Mitchell. It was ridiculous. And I don't know if Elijah took a step backwards or if the offensive line is a little bit different and they're blocking. I don't know what it is, but maybe we get that back. Maybe there's things that Kyle has been holding off so that he can unleash them right now in the Super Bowl. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is where Kyle should bring up some trick plays if need be. And you're right. I think that Kyle's been secretly hiding, has those plays in the back of his, glossary or index or whatever you want to.
Yeah, they're in the Rolodex for sure.
Man, I'm just excited for this game. I'm hoping to finally see us win, the championship, my first championship for me.
Ooh,
but
that's right. That's right.
6 all time. So
that's right. If we win this game, let me get this right because I said it wrong yesterday. If we win this game, will you find a way to fly out to Market Street to the parade? I'm just curious to know.
Yeah, I'm hopefully gonna try to do that. I have to talk to my parents about that too.
All right, just let me know if you need me to talk to the parents because I'll have no problems calling up the parents and saying, listen, this is once in a lifetime. School's not going anywhere, and I'm sure he'll make up the work. But I understand. I'm not trying to mess up.
No, my parents are very understanding.
Got you.
I don't think
I don't want to get you in trouble.
Thank you.
I don't want to get you in trouble. So, but I have no problem speaking to the parents of you so that way, you could be out there and enjoy the celebration, bro. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Listen, man, I appreciate you for calling in, man.
Thank you, man. And I guess you're going to be heading to Vegas soon. So, wish you and anybody else that's still traveling out there, safe travels, enjoy the game.
Appreciate you, brother.
Peace.
All right, peace out. All right, ladies and gents, we're going to end that call segment as of right now. And we got a birthday Super Bowl weekend. All right, we got a birthday Super Bowl weekend. 805, where you at, baby? Wait, there he is. 805, Blackbeard wants to know if there's any breaking news on Kyle. Nope. But breaking news, your birthday's on its way. So happy birthday. Let me see if I can get a little me. Happy birthday to you. Shout out to Javon Hargrave, San Francisco 49ers defensive lineman. Today is his birthday as well. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my man 805 Blackbeard and Javon Hargrave. Happy birthday to you. Let's go. Happy birthday to you guys.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
I didn't mean to say bye, Felicia, but here we go. All right. So, man, enjoy your birthday weekend. It's Super Bowl weekend. I'm excited for you because the Niners are going to be winning something on your birthday. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a couple of super chats I wanted to get to. So let's go ahead and get to these joints real quick. My man Michael Pickle says, CMC, please. It's a damn shame. We got to beg for it. But please run the ball, Kyle. Wayne can't wait to hang out this weekend. Let's go Niners. I can't wait to hang out with you guys, man. It's going to be fun, Mike. And I will see you soon. But I don't care who we run the ball with, but just run the ball, man. Just got to run the ball. Take advantage of what their weaknesses are, all right? Jax Knox says Dre Greenlaw is so underrated. He's a beast. Yeah. I don't disagree. I don't know if he's underrated. Yeah, to the league, he's underrated. 100%. Agree with you 100%. My man Edward Austin, man, thank you for becoming a member, man, at the Breezy Bunch Crew. Says, I honestly and genuinely do feel more confident in this year's Super Bowl team than the last two 49ers Super Bowl teams. Yeah, because you know what it is? I think I feel more confident in our head coach. I think our head coach went into those Super Bowls. When you look at his Super Bowl with the Falcons, he came out and spoke why he had to go into the throw mode. And it was because his running backs were injured. And so I'm curious to feel that Kyle Shanahan has a contingency plan. God forbid something happened to a running back. He's confident that next man up can continue to get the job back. You know what I'm saying? And so I love that. I love that Kyle feels confident in Elijah Mitchell, and if he had to use Jordan Mason, he would feel confident in that. So the running back plan is there in full freaking effect. But the offense to me just looks is number one. The offense has been playing together longer, so the skill positions are more well seasoned. If that makes any sense, right? Deebo Samuel is better. George Kittle is better. Kyle Juszczyk is better. Like, these guys are better. They've been there. They were there, and they're better. And then you have a quarterback, a young guy that's been making those guys better, and so they help make Brock better. So that's why Joe Montana said, just listen to the coach, follow the game plan. Like, just execute the game plan. That's basically all Brock has to do. Here's the plan, make it happen. Kyle said something that I thought was super dope. Super dope. He said that about game managing when it came to his quarterback. He says, aren't all quarterbacks game managers? He says, don't they have to go out there and manage the plan that's given to them? He said he felt like that's their number one job. He said what separates the quarterbacks from, game managers, and if he didn't use the word game changers, the ones that have the ability to make plays when stuff goes off script. That's why I said the difference in this game is the trust that Kyle has in Brock Purdy opposed to the trust that Kyle had in Jimmy Garoppolo, because Jimmy Garoppolo didn't have that gift. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the show. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys go to residency.com. It's right there. Use the promo code SFBreezy. You can save on your purchase for Shizzo. All right, go ahead and do that, man, ASAP. They got some good things going on over there. You guys have been great. What an amazing call-in show. Friday show is up in the air because I'll be traveling, and I really got to get my mind set for traveling. It's hard to content create and travel. It's hard to do live shows and travel at the same time. It's hard for me because my travel never go according to plan. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to audible. You got to be able to adjust, adapt, whatever, right? That's me. It's WayneBreezie when he travels. And so, hey, guess what the Niners may have to do in the Super Bowl? Adjust, adapt, and audible. Hey, that's what we got to do. Now, the cool thing is they got Brock Purdy, who's been tremendous at doing just that. Guys, you guys have been amazing. Tune in 4 p.m. right here on this channel. No harm, no foul with your boy and my man Mike Andrews. We going to have a show. I don't think we're going to agree on today's episode. I got a funny feeling we're going to have some things to talk about. All right, man. Love y'all. Stay up, man. Most importantly, stay faithful and keep it nitty gritty, guys. You know what time it is. Happy birthday to all the birthdays out there. And thanks for watching.